Hello everyone, today our group will present our study, analysis of current account deficit differences among 5 Southeast Asian countries. I will start with the background of our research. From 2023 to 2025, the global economy has been going through major changes. Global supply chains are being restructured, and economic recovery across countries is becoming more uneven. In this context, many emerging Asian economies are facing growing pressure on their external balances. We focus on 5 countries: Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and the Philippines and Vietnam. Although they are emerging economics, their current account deficits show very different patterns. Some countries have persistent deficits while others experience strong fluctuations. This raises an important question: why do similar economies perform so differently in their external balances? A current account deficit is not just a number. If it lasts too long, it can put pressure on the exchange rate, increase external debt, and threaten economic stability. Therefore, it is important to understand the trends and causes behind this difference. Our study aims to explain their patterns and provide useful policy insights.
Next, let's quickly review the key research findings related to this topic, which will help us better understanding the current accounts defines issues of the 5 countries we have analyzed today. First, according to the IMF's 2024 reports, Indonesia's current account defined many systems from its heavy reliance on imports, capital goods, and emergency inputs for its manufacturing sector. The reports also notes that depreciation of Indonesian currency is unlikely to improve its trade balance as imports demand is rigid and difficult to engage with through exchange rates fluctuations. Next, 2025 study by Chen and Go and Ning focused on Malaysia and found that 16% of the fluctuations in Malaysia's current account defense are driven by volatility in energy trade price and weakness. This shows that Malaysia's defense is highly sensitive to changes in the international energy markets. Finally, a 2023 study by Siriga et al. Concludes that Southeast Asian economies with no export diversification are more current account defense circuits when facing external pressures. This also provides a base for understanding the rates rigid defense in countries like China and Philippines. This study is not only the foundation for our analysis, but also highlights the diverse driving factors behind difference in different countries. This is strengthening the core we will explore in detail.
Okay, I will to introduce analysis of current account deflected different among 5 Southeastern Asian countries and the part of data and method about the study. The proportion of CAD in GDP from 2023 to 2025. Indonesia 2.1% to 2.8% to 2.5%. Malaysia 1.2% to 2.4% to 0.8%. And key findings: structural type indebtedness Vietnam relies on important capital goods, intermediate goods deflecting persist.
Hello everyone, I will briefly present our analysis of current account deficits difference in 5 Southeast Asian countries. Our core finding focuses on 3 main points. First, there are different types of deficits. Countries like Indonesia and Vietnam have a structural deficit. This means they rely heavily on important machinery and parts for production, so their deficits are more present. In structural deficits in countries like Malaysia fluctuation more. Second, the key difference is in trade structure. Resource exporting countries such as Malaysia and Indonesia can use their natural resource exports to partly balance their deficits. However, important dependent countries like Vietnam and the Philippines find it much harder to reduce their deficits. Their deficits are more regarded. Third, the effect of exchange rates is completely opposite. We found that currency depreciation helps resource-rich countries. It improves their trade balance and reduces their deficits. But for important dependent countries, current depreciation makes their deficit worse because their important bills become more expensive. In conclusion, all 5 countries are affected by important differences: global price and foreign investment. There are clear differences in their trade structures and in how exchange rates impact their deficits. Thank you.
After in-depth analysis of the current account deficits in Indonesia, Malaysia, Thailand, and the Philippines, and Vietnam, we can draw clear and valuable conclusion. First, let's summarize the core commonality of 5 Southeast Asia countries are inevitable, impacted by 3 key factors: import dependence, global price fluctuations, and foreign capital flows. That are the universal driving factor behind their current account deficit issues. Amid the global supply chain restructuring and a divergent economic recovery from 2023 to 2025. However, the more prominent finding is the significant difference between the countries, which mainly manifests into the 2 aspects. On one hand, there is a difference in trade structures. Resource exporting nations like Malaysia and Indonesia can particularly offset their deficits through the related exports, while import-dependent economies such as Vietnam and the Philippines face stronger deficits rigidity due to their reliance on imported capital goods and intermediate goods. On the other hand, there is a differentiation in exchange rate effects. Currency depreciation help improve deficits in resource-rich countries, but in exacerbated the problem in important dependent ones. The differences are closely linked to their economic structure and development models. In summary, understanding these commonalities and difference not only help us grasp the trend and the root cause of current account deficits in these concrete emerging markets, but also provide target policy reference for source exporting countries, stabilize energy and resource table volatility may be a key direction. For important dependent nations, optimize trade structure and enhancing export diversification could effectively mitigate deficit risk. That's all. Thank you.